So, welcome back to another episode of the Eager Love Podcast. I'm your host, James, and this is my co-host.
Alfred.
And we're back with another
Right.
video. We got special guests here. First, my sister, Naya. She's gonna be here, and her friend Amber is gonna be here as well. So it's gonna be a great episode. Finally back in the mix of some guests. I know you guys are tired of just listening to us talk for 20 minutes, so now you got us here with some guests. But first, before we get into anything, you gotta know we're going through the break. So, we'll catch you guys after the break.
Niggas think it's really funny when they play around. See a chick cause she dick, tell her slow it down. In reality, you can see that it's true. You don't care about her, you just care about you.
Let's give a special sponsor, Springfield Best One, Springfield Beach Stone. Check her out. Check out her Instagram. That's Springfield Best One. She also got a YouTube channel, Bonnie Stone. Check out her music. It's mad good. And I'm actually in this music video, so go check it out. I'm right there. And make sure you go watch their podcast too, Bonnie Stone and Miss Phenom, Crushing the Culture, and make sure y'all go watch their videos, watch, and follow her on Instagram. What's up, guys? I'm back with my guest, my twin sister Naya. Say what's up to the people.
Hi.
Her friend Amber. Say what's up to the people, Amber. All right, so basically how I know them is I knew her since day one. We were on the same day, twins. And this is her friend, and
I've known Amber since 9th grade.
yeah.
So I've as well since 9th grade.
Yeah, we've known each other since. I didn't really know Amber that well, but known. Brian has met them through. Has met obviously Naya through me and Amber at the party. You said what?
I
met
them
them
both through you.
Yeah,
I met
basically.
them both through you.
I think Amber met Brian like at our 16th birthday? No,
Yeah,
15th?
birthday party, and you guys had the pool and stuff.
No, it was 15, and it was just the three of us. I think.
Yeah, Brian wasn't there when.
No,
I don't know.
he was like the only.
So, usually how I start off is how you guys grew up. So I'll go with Naya. Hers is pretty self-explanatory, but could be wrong.
Okay, so all my life I basically lived with James, obviously, and my mom and my father. I feel like I've had a pretty good life, I would like to say. I have an older sister, and she's been like a kind of like a mentor, so I've learned a lot of like good advice and stuff from her and through my mom and my dad. And James has been very supportive. Like,
I mean, I try. I try. It's been pretty much me, Naya, and my parents in the same household for like 17 years. So when you're going through stuff like it's, and especially you guys are we're the same age, we pretty much deal with the same problems. For the most part, we have each other's back. Not always, but
what do you mean not always? I always have your back.
No, but you know what I mean. Like as much as it should be, like mostly on my end.
What?
So it's, but
okay, James.
but we have some good times. We got each other's back to the end. But how about you, Amber? How'd you grow up?
I really grew up just with my mom and my sister, and then at some point my brothers started living with us. So I got like a different perspective growing up with my brothers. I got different advice from them, but I'm really close to my mom, so anything I really know and do goes through my mom. So
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you some pressing questions, Amber. Now, since we know how you kind of grew up, kind of just can you describe yourself in like middle school versus high school in terms of how you viewed yourself, how people probably viewed you, what was your confidence level? Did any obviously like guys try to get with you over the years?
Okay. So 8th grade year, I had a boyfriend. That was an interesting relationship. And I think I want to say I'm more confident now in high school. I feel like in middle school, I was way less confident. I was more naive and not. I don't think I had good friends. As opposed to now, like in high school, I feel like I have good friends. I'm more aware. I know I'm more to myself and stuff. But I think there's definitely like a good growth from like middle school to high school.
Okay, so was your confidence not there in middle school, or do you just feel like you weren't? Do you feel like you just weren't, like you said, like naive? Was it just being innocent? That's what I'm trying to say.
I think it was a mix of both, but more just simply like my confidence wasn't there. I used to compare myself a lot to other girls and like other people. I try not to do it as much now, but everybody has their days. But I feel like definitely I was like less confident then.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel something? Did you ever feel something personally because of that?
What do you mean, like personally, like bad?
Like, oh, like did any of those thoughts ever personally hurt you?
Mm.
I think what he's meaning to say, like, actually, I don't even know.
He's just making up some questions.
Brian, what are you trying to say? Because even I was kind of like.
You said that you were comparing yourself to other girls. Now, did you feel that you were like below them?
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah, I would think.
I wouldn't say okay. I wouldn't say below them because there are some girls I'm like, yeah, they're pretty, but their personality and who they are as a person was shitty. So I would say, in a way, I like to say like I'm a good person. I have a good personality. I'm kind. So I'll be like, I wouldn't say so much, be like I'm below them. Oh my god, they're above me. I'm just be like, pretty again. I felt like I wasn't or something like that.
I would like to elaborate. Like, I understand it completely what Amber is saying. Like, obviously, like when you're in middle school, you don't know like your true identity, and I feel like still like going into high school, you still don't really know like how to place yourself. So when you look to other girls, like you're envious. You want to be like the popular girl. You want to be pretty. You're very like envious of other people. So that can kind of like harm your self-image in a way because you may feel like you're not good enough. But I feel like you definitely grow like once you get a little older, because you start to find yourself and you get to understand like what your passions are about, and you start growing self-confidence. So
especially with social media, like
yeah,
I feel like Instagram, like for me, like in middle school though, like in elementary, like it wasn't as big as it is now. Like now it's kind of like there's more influencers, there's more like it's more of like a industry, I want to say. Now, like before, it's like you could post whatever you want. Everything was like, it was kind of like Facebook, kind of. It was like very, it wasn't that, like you didn't have to be perfect.
I mean, the thing is now with Instagram is that it's not like anyone can have fun. Everyone compares themselves to others, and because of that, everyone they're almost at a divide. Like no one can be the same anymore. No one can, have similarities with each other. I think personally, social media is ruined society.
Yeah, and that's what me and Brian touched up in like almost every one of our episodes was the whole middle school and how you haven't fully found yourself. And I think going back and trying to tell people is maybe you should try to avoid relationships in middle school, because with the mix of social media and like you guys were saying, like social media presence and people comparing themselves. If I go back middle school, I was not at all like, I know way more now and I'm still learning than what I did in middle school. And I'm wondering, how did I get in a relationship? We made the most little things the biggest things, like, oh my gosh, like he hugged me. But like there is so sense of maturity there. So like when we hear a lot of people say in middle school, it's like the same thing. It's kind of like, we weren't 100% with ourselves, finding ourselves. So it is a big part from 8th grade to 9th grade to 10th grade to 11th grade, because there's so many changes happening and you're learning more. So
I think definitely being in middle school and in a relationship is very like, I don't know. I mean, it's fun at the time. Cool to have like a boyfriend or whatever, and like be like, oh my gosh, like we hugged today or whatever. But I guess like you're so young, like they're very like immature. They're very like I don't want to say stupid, but they're kind of like.
Yeah, you and I feel like having a relationship in 8th grade is nothing compared to like a serious, good, healthy relationship.
College relationship.
Like when I was dating, what I thought what a relationship was then was not what I imagined it is now.
So, kind of moving the transition to Naya, I would like to, kind of interject before I go anything. Is me and Naya I've been more, I guess, Naya's been more public to me with her relationship than I have with hers.
What do you mean, like more like I tell you?
Like
open with them?
Like
is that what you're trying to say?
Like when it comes to like certain guys that she'll like date, I want to know who she's talking about, and I always give my feedback on. So
and I try to do the same,
but I don't. Yeah, so I don't really tell a lot of people about my relationships, the stuff that I go through. So over the years, like I kind of had to figure out on my own. I mean, I've told Brian. Brian probably knows like the most of it, but with like the relationships with Naya and like her love life, like I kind of know an extent to it as like a brother should know. But I'm gonna let Naya explain like what. I mean, I feel like I know what she's gonna say, but I could be surprised. But
I mean, I would like to say like with relationships in the past that I've had, I've been very open with like friends and family in a sense, but like through like social media platforms and like to everybody at school, like I've always been very closed off in that nature. Like I don't like to really tell everyone about my relationship because I just feel like there's a lot of different people, like, they're gonna put their input on how they think your relationship should run or who you think you look better with and stuff like that. So I just feel like the people that you care about the most should know. So I would always go to James, like if I had like an interest in a guy or had a crush, I would just be like automatically like, oh James, like I like this guy, like what do you think of him? And usually James knows like everyone, or at least all the guys that I've like had interest in. So he's always been like kind of like a wingman in a way. But as for like relationships and stuff, yeah, I only tell like certain people because
yeah, I feel like some of the guys I kind of know like who I want to date my sister and who I don't. It's not like I make up a list of I want this guy to date Naya and I don't want this guy. I don't make the list. With whoever she likes, and I always say like the benefit of the doubt. Like for example, one of her exes, I didn't really like him personally, just the person he was, but I said, hey, look, if you're serious about my sister, then be with her. I want my sister to be happy. But the thing is, you gotta be, you can't be what I think you are. You gotta prove me wrong. I'm never gonna. I don't like to say don't date this kid because I don't want to feel like I'm controlling and it's gonna make her want to date that guy even more. So it's kind of like I kind of say, look, like if this is what you really want, this is what you're happy with, then do it. Same thing with Brian. I want you to be happy first, but you have to see it through yourself. I can't be in that relationship for you. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through it yourself. So when I talk to Naya about it, I'm more of like serious on it. Like, hey, look, this is what you want, this you want. Sometimes I'll be flat up and be like, please don't date him.
It's great to have like an outside perspective as well. Like have someone who's like outside looking in, like, okay, this person, they might not match with you as well. Because I know like a lot of times like I might not have seen it, but Amber has seen like someone with me and they're like, I'm not really sure about it. Or same thing, like vice versa with me. Like when I look at Amber's boyfriends or any past relationships she's had or had interest in, like I've always kind of been like, well, this is my opinion, but I never discourage her from being in that relationship because I'm gonna be supportive, but I'm gonna, have an opinion or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I always I know it's like I guess like the greatest thing is like having a twin because you literally go through everything together. Like it's almost everything's the exact same. Like in terms of okay, the maturity. I mean, it's around the same.
I'm definitely more mature.
Okay.
Yeah, no difference between you and Naya, especially with being that it's weird though because I'm a lot closer to Naya, but I talk to James around the same time I talked to Naya, and then we kind of stopped talking.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's that saying too that twins usually have that almost mutual mind, almost where they're like a link.
I don't know why Brian's making us laugh.
You don't know what he's saying.
I'm trying my best to think
I
of
feel like
something.
one thing that's mutual, every time James laughs, I start to die.
Oh yeah, so like a couple of days ago, we were at my sister's new house, and this dude came in, and he was talking, and Naya turns. So I'm kind of behind Naya, and Naya's in front of me, and the guy's kind of to the right, and he's talking, and Naya looks back at me and starts laughing. I know exactly why she's laughing, but I didn't laugh because of what the guy was saying. I started laughing because I knew what she was laughing at. So when we look at each other and start laughing, we just start.
Like the twin telepathy.
Yeah, but
School, we've all been through like a lot. Like
yeah,
me ever like being friends and then not friends and then friends again. And, like we've come a long way. So I mean, there's always room for growth. And
yeah, I don't regret anything. I feel like it was best that I know now, like with the experience that I've had. Like even Brian knows like most of my relationships and the mistakes that I have made. And so that's the point of this podcast, is like for me to kind of tell people the mistakes that I've made and kind of say what to do right.
And get a girl's perspective.
Yeah, and I'm trying to do that. Rule number one, and this is a lesson: don't ever try to get right with your siblings, friends. Not only, even if you get to the point where you start dating, it just is awkward for your friends. And you're like, say if I started dating, like now I started. Well, she did actually. She did date she did date one of my friends, but it was all cool. But it's awkward now because we don't even talk anymore. So it's kind of like.
I mean, I don't even know.
I just realized who it was.
I don't even know what to say.
But no, they would joke around. Oh, like my friends would joke around like, "Oh, I'm trying to get with your sister or whatever." I'm like, "What?" And they'll make fun of me.
James says this stuff, and I wouldn't even know.
And well, I'm not gonna tell you every single time they make a joke. They make a joke with both of us there. So, and I just never thought one of my friends would get right with Naya, which I like him. He's a cool dude. I mean, one of my friends I would definitely vouch for if he was trying to get with my sister. I would, the whole 9 yards.
But we're not together now, so now it's kind of like.
Which I'm mad about, but because.
If you wanted to stay in contact with your friend, you could have very well.
No. Like y'all being a couple, I trust him. So, but yeah, one of the things is always have your siblings back no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next question.
May
I ask a question? Is that allowed?
Yeah, you can ask a question.
Okay. So, Brian, I'm gonna move it to Brian.
Right.
So, what would be like your ideal like girlfriend? Would you say?
Oh my gosh.
My idea.
I know this answer.
Did you guys ever ask this question?
They know my type.
So you've explained your type, but Brian hasn't?
You can pretty much guess his type, but
I
know
always
his type.
tease Brian because like
I know his type.
It's funny.
Go ahead, Brian.
Mostly, it's just a gym girl. That's really it.
Athletic girl or gym girl?
That's
Athletic
the same thing.
No, it's not really not.
Yeah, it is. Athletic, and you could be a gym girl.
Well, that pretty much the same. I've been feeling white girls a lot lately.
Okay, that's not very descriptive though.
Okay, so
we're talking about like.
So you gotta be like athletic.
Amber, help me out.
Personality.
Yeah, personality.
So,
you're saying like just physical.
No, so athletic. You gotta be somewhat smart. And
these are basic. Come on, get deeper.
He just said gym girl. That's all he said.
Okay, but you said smart. Like okay.
Yeah, James. If you're talking about white girls, you're talking about Caucasians, Asians, all the time.
No. Okay. You gotta play volleyball. That's probably one sport you have to play. Volleyball, soccer, stuff like that. That's
you
really
don't play those sports?
Okay. And I don't gotta play those sports.
James, looking at your exes, I don't think they all played a sport.
Okay. Actually, the exes that you know about, the exes that you don't know about, did play sports.
Okay. Well, think of something deeper, like intellectually. Like, what do you look for, like a woman?
Oh, okay, I'll be intellectual. Someone who knows what they want in life. Somebody who
has like a path.
Who has a path. You know, like they're going to college. Even if you don't want to go to college, have a passion for something that you're willing to work for. It's not easy. Life isn't easy. You go through college. You don't go to college. You have that passion to work hard no matter what. And you gotta. Okay, at this point in my life, I feel like I want to find somebody who wants the same thing as me, such as like a family. There's some girls who don't want kids, so that's kind of
hard.
But
you're still young. But what would you look for, like now? Like
now, probably something long term. So like that.
So you want like a long? How about you, Brian? Are you the same way? Like you want something long term, or you kind of just?
Yeah, I'd be looking for something long term.
I'm not really into that college stuff.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
So you're asking why, if we want something long term, wouldn't you like? What's the point of getting a relationship if it's gonna like end? The idea is that it doesn't end.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. You know, with me, I was intended for a long-term relationship. I'm going to college and I'm going away like 2 hours away. I'm later.
Oh, we're gonna miss you.
He just wants to leave me. But I've always said to Brian, like, I'm not really interested in those college, like those one-night stands or hookups, because after a while that gets boring and that could really get in the way of you finding that one that you want. I mean, I'm not rushing now. I mean, I've been like really interested in girls like in the past, but I am going to college and I'm gonna meet even though you're going 2 hours away, there's girls probably from California who are gonna be at the college I'm going to. And I think college is such a great. Go ahead.
Oh, there's girls from Brazil who are going to my college.
Yeah, so it's like every different.
Wait, what?
What college? Where are you going?
As of right now, I think I'm going to University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just got a letter from them. That's good. That's near New Bedford, Mountain.
Oh, if I go to New Bedford, I'm gonna definitely see him.
That's like okay. We're gonna come visit. We're gonna go up there.
Yeah, but no, I think yeah, that's probably what I'd want. I mean, me and Brian kind of the same person. Like, we've said we wanted the same things, we just don't have like the same type, right, Brian? When we described like the girls that we wanted, it was around the same, but not the same type, same girl. Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you guys dated like a set of twins. That was
I mean, some of the girls, like, if me, like, sometimes the girls Brian shows me, I'm like, yo, no. And then some, like, I've said it in my past podcasts, there's girls that I would show him who I think are, like, really pretty, and he'd be like, oh, she's all right. So it's weird.
I feel like I don't really have, like, a set preference.
Like she likes white boys.
That's not true. I don't.
That's not true.
I feel like I like everything. Like, if you're cute, if you have a really good personality, and we just hit it off.
I'll be honest. I don't limit just to like certain races.
You just said.
Okay, I said for right now, but
what are you talking about right now? I've dated. I'm dead.
No, I'm not, because people are like, "Oh, you're racist to your own kind." No, I'm open to everybody, like different races and stuff. But if I'm specifically looking for somebody, yeah, it's probably gonna be who I'm looking for. And somebody has said like the looks. Go ahead.
Also, do you like my son?
Yes, you like. Oh,
I like that.
Shout out to my boy Steven for giving me the son.
Brian, you're so
all right. Let me ask you girls questions. So,
yes, the question.
So, I know this girl. Somebody asked, "Does looks matter?" And I'm gonna tell you what she said after when I hear you guys' answers. So now you can go first. Yeah. No. Amber.
Not really. I think to a certain extent.
I like to say. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay. I heard like the quote like physical like attraction kind of like draws you in, but personality keeps you there and staying like interactive with that person. So I think like there has to be a some type of physical attraction there. I feel like looks for me, like they're not everything, because you could be with a cute person and then like their personality is like very bad, and then you guys don't hit it off. So I wouldn't say looks are everything, but they kind of draw you in, and then when you finally start to know that person, then it's just like personality and moral, like not morals, but what is it called? Family background?
Values?
Family values, there you go.
Like the vibe.
Yeah, and the vibe.
Oh, yeah, family values, the vibe.
Yeah.
So what I've always said
It's
is
not so much about the look.
Right.
yeah. So what she said was when you're so say I'll give you scenarios. If I'm going to the mall, I'm not looking at personality. I'm looking at the girl first, and then her looks would get my attention to find her personality. I've seen girls who I know who are not like the prettiest, but I'm in love with their personality. There's girls that I've showed Naya who I'm like, oh, she's so cute, and I'll know them for a while. Like I know what type of person they are, and she'd be like, okay, they're not that pretty, but I said no, but like it's the personality. Like she's a nice person, whatever. I think it's two different scenarios. The question can go two ways.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going out in public, the first thing I'm gonna notice is your looks, not your personality.
Yeah,
so
be honest.
So I'm gonna go after your looks. I feel like the only way that can work is if you're somebody who cares about looks, you have to be. I guess you have to know that person for so long for them to actually give you a chance. Because I know some people like at couples and they're like, how did he get with her or how did she get with him? You know what I'm saying? And it could either be they don't care about looks or they've known each other for a long time.
Or sometimes people just have different preferences in how people look. Like you could say like, oh, this guy is cute. And your friends say, oh no, he's not. So it's always like everyone has like a different standard for beauty or for like attraction. So like sometimes James will bring me like a girl and I'll be like, oh no, like I wouldn't date her, but I mean if that's what he likes, then that's what he likes.
I have a different type of taste.
James is funny. I can't.
We know.
Sometimes people will be like, I'll think the girl's so like beautiful, so cute, and then my friends will go like, she's like ugly. And I'm like, oh.
But hey, that's your relationship at the end of the day.
But if you're really somebody's friend, all right.
I would never tell my friend blatantly. Your boyfriend.
Is it more real to tell that your girl is ugly, or is it more real to say, I'm happy for you? Like, but
it's better to just not say.
I'd rather be honest. But
don't
like,
say anything. Then.
I would say like to Brian, like I'm happy for you. That's like my go-to. I always say I'm happy for you.
Nah, bro, the truth hurts.
I just hit it with the okay, girl, okay.
Okay, now you know Amber. Now you know she thinks a guy.
I know.
No, but I know like Amber has good. Like we have like kind of like the same. We like the same celebrities and stuff, so we're kind of on the same level.
Okay.
I think I would rather. I don't. Okay, it depends how you say it. You can't be like, yo, your boyfriend's ugly as hell. Like you can't say that. But you know, you could be a little like, you know, he's not my type or something like less harsh.
I just think that if you should never say that to someone because they might really take interest in this person or they might really think that person is like the most beautiful thing on earth. For you to say that, I just feel like it's disrespectful because I wouldn't say something like that.
Yeah, that's why I say they're not your type.
Right. If that's not who you think is attracted to you, then that's your business. But who someone else dates, you wouldn't want somebody to say that to you. I would hate if somebody said that to me. So I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, that's kind of all the time we have. It's been like 30 minutes. It really. So me and Brian always say like these meetings go by so fast because.
But it was only 30 minutes. I took up time for me to get the setup.
She had to do a whole nother setup.
So it has been like 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, because
how long are your podcasts?
This is only 40.
Usually? Like 20 minutes?
Yeah, you can see there. It's like but there's only 40 minutes in this session or down to 8 minutes left. It really goes by fast. So.
It makes me sad.
But I'm not gonna edit anything out because it's really good. We have, but last questions. Okay.
Last quick question.
We should get a part 2.
Yeah, I'm always down to do that.
I'm always here in the house, so.
All right, so last question. Do you want kids?
Do I want kids? Yeah, further down the road.
Do you want kids?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
With our careers, what do you like? I feel like I would have limited time.
I feel like I want a kid when I'm financially stable.
Exactly.
Okay.
Where I'm at this point in my life. If I had
Where
the
you
choice,
have
I would
the money and you're emotionally there,
have.
and meet the right person, you're married.
Right.
Okay.
I would love to have kids.
It's like saying me, I want a big family.
Brian,
I would love a big family.
You want a big family?
How
Yeah.
big are we talking?
Yeah, like 10 kids?
5.
5?
So let me tell you this. This is how you lose a girl in like 5 seconds. Tell them how many kids you want. I tell them I say 10.
Man,
You
get
lose
out of
them.
here.
You lose them at that. But no, I said I'll settle for 5.
It's so easy for guys to say, I want 10 kids because they don't have
But
to
no,
carry
I said-
the kid.
But I said I
and
would
give
adopt.
birth.
I said I've always wanted to adopt. So I would adopt 5 and have 5. But to compromise, I would say, okay, I want 3. Well, however.
How are you gonna?
So no, listen. However many my girl wants. If she only wants 1,
Okay.
cool. We'll have 1. But I'm not asking if we can adopt another one. You know what I'm saying? But there is twins in my family, so there's a chance that I could end up having twins.
Or me. I would love to have twins.
Yeah.
The most kids I feel like I would probably want is probably like 4 or 5.
So.
And I would just like have them like, I would spread them out so that they have like older siblings or something like that. I wouldn't mind adopting. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, adopting's not bad. I think I maybe 2.
It takes you a minute though to get like qualified and stuff to do it. And,
Well,
yeah.
Well, it was great to have you guys. Thank you for taking the time to be here. It's always fun recording, talking, having a good time. Yeah, any final words, Brian, to them?
Final word.
That's it.
That's it.
Brian's been real quiet since we've been laughing.
Well, definitely it was a pleasure to have you guys. It is difficult to get her on the show.
That is not true.
And it is difficult to get Amber.
I would
with her
come to the next
schedule.
I think it's more for me because of work. I feel like that's really.
Yeah, last time we tried to record, it was her fault. So
I
that's
sit
why.
on the couch and do nothing. So I really don't have an excuse. I'm just always tired.
Well, as always, it was great to have you guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
As always, it was always great to have people on the show. So thanks to my sister Nayia and her friend Amber. It's great insight to hear from both of them. It's always cool.
Wise words from them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as always, thank you for watching this podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Hit up Brian if you want to be a feature. Brian Allen 0 on Snapchat. Brian Allen __ on Instagram. DM him, Snapchat him if you want a feature to be on the show. We'd love to have you. Like I said, we're gonna be doing lives, special series, couple series. We need couples, so please hit him up. But thank you. Like I always say, stay safe, stay blessed. Peace out.
Peace.